Yeah, pretty simple. Me, I need some education. As much as possible, police for your majuma and our demonstrators is so demonstrating. This whole issue about a stay of execution and yeah, filing for appeal and whatever. I mean, we need some education. But well, one of the organizers, the National Communications Officer NDC, Sammy Gyamfi about home so. Yeah, then ntwitwe nkɔmmɔ si gye wobɛboa me because then my voice and right here gas and a kakra ka minti no ama me voice na yeah but Sammy wote yɛn ka asomdwe nka wa no pɛi
asomdwe nka wo me
yo bibi abɔkɔ deɛ
it is so tension
right tia we mu boy amane enra mo demonstration na kɔ sɛn
azakwa na meka enra asɛm the here me pa enedwumadi yene apolisi for ahyehyɛ nti ma me start free of the area na enra there me pese me fa sa akonya we so na ma confirm to station yi ene nipa iti nyina say the second day of or yet check ya yebo o minor man say yebeye no eyene and nyame eboa ebeba so baby a ne hyehyɛ ya ne police fo aya ye nyina yakobe nkrum wo ho ne say yebehia ewo elwak stadium na yanantie edi afi ho abefa Christ the King traffic light yafa akwaje so afa Liberation Road edi akọ ministries if you are yaba parliament and I can confirm say sa ene second day demonstration no ebeba so as we have announced anopeya me amafre a police for penifo ebisa on say o my crado no more paper say assurance or body man said they will provide security for the demonstration on bayan sana and penifo many of makasanyina who are the very people we've been engaging as far as our demonstration we are concerned. They've given me firm assurance. They've given a Rise Ghana firm assurance that they will be there to provide security for us. However, no, you pick signals from Central for our Dikai or Elwa. You know, no for aqua amount to some barriers and roadblocks be. In Tiasia Papa, we don't know whether the military is opposing the convergent point or whether there is a certain level beyond which they are not ready to allow demonstrators to converge. But whatever be the case, Yabo a police for one and they says that they will check on the ground and let us know the situation. The scene run the BBC you hear him say a police for whether we are still converging at Elwak or not, they agree to that. If they are not happy with the converging point or the military has any opposition to that, Omo Mayu Ninten, Nayanso yet to me, I manage protesters now making sure that they are appropriate. A police for near soldier 4% protesters regional or much in regional. So Elwak no so no.
Masami answer na beto as no me bacho me establish fact be money police for no more agree convergence point Elwak oka say mo be fa Christ the King mo fa Christ the King e ba ko it means say mo be fa Jubilee House enim na mo dia call parliament. Is that agreed between money police for?
Oh, what there Upa idin kumowia obitumi afra police for penifo. That was the second the route for the second day of the demonstration at the Mao. Na nyamianim no kwini uta okodo anwa yinimika. And not dear a police for no disine omo opozu sa route no. Omo any entry ho dare omo ni ni ho achinye kra. In fact, as some of the court in the crowd, it was with regards to 28th June, the mono route and closing time, which was what happened yesterday. And so I just wanted to be sure, based on what happened this morning, whether they are still sticking to their commitment and decision to provide us the security for today's demonstration and on the agreed route. I've spoken to those at the very top who we have been engaging from day one as far as this demonstration is concerned. 3 of them, and many of Makasa, and they've all said they are preparing their men to come and give us security on that route. So, and the moment will say, if anything changes, they should let us know early so that you be to me a managing process.
And what time are you supposed to converge at Elwak?
Yeah, Elwak, no, you're near police forecast. You be converge at 12 p.m. Now, you or you by 5 p.m. But you demonstration but drag ya kwechi because maybe a corner government facilities as which be bureaucrat obekono na mpinifo akakushia wo in parliament and ministry of finance no mo come up and we have told the protesters to come early or earlier than even 12 p.m. and say once also by 11 a.m. or even before 12 p.m. We will move so that we can get to where we are going early and close the demonstration early. That is for NE. Going back to what Nsem said about the NRDC, you know, as I'm asking and Ara who said, citizens, pese oye itia ahokyere ne amania omuhunu Petrobua ayedea ama omani mu ayedei Ilevia abane dia beto yenso a enne ede ahokyere ababeto omanfo so enyema boa ekosuru bum 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 eni sebio abanya pade a aban no efa kwati kwanso ede afom sikasemo a aban no nhihye niye na ama oman no ye public person enyuno eno oyekere ne yeye na emrase enka ye more police for amane at least 5 days to start oyekere no but the name say ye good citizens na ye pese ye ma a police for advance notice to adequately prepare to provide us with security, you know. Yama almost 20 days notice. Say over to me, Abeboya Obai. Azemba, the nation say, Ubi a wire and agent say, obeying teacher sen. Ubi a wire and agents obey Basa Basa. They said, the Union no more police for air can. Obema police, 20 days notice. Police, if one more buying, it will be a person obeying teacher sen. I'm not sure that any right-thinking person would do that. But from day one, we have intended to demonstration where they are now citizens that exercise their constitutionally guaranteed rights. And that is why we went to the police and gave them 20 days notice to provide us with security. Muni, the story about the counter proposals, if we are police for Obaye, to the effect that want to be provided us with security for 48 hours non-stop demonstration. Your route now, you choose to know so any the issues they said. That was the original police command. We actually nearby the duration and the route for the demonstration. IGP in Penny Fuankasa at almost a fair. Any of my meetings, sir. They did carry a call and on the nature, that is the duration. Because no one per se a demonstration all night long. Did they want to see a nyeguma? Or Mama, say, young drain or proposal on 2 days after. About 2 days after you buy, Besides a decision, say I spoke at that meeting. Me catch you almost say, ya bought the will say demonstration, no, yeah, no, 48 hours non-stop. On my reasonable basis, be entia, yen to me, and I'm so maybe anywhere more, but yen prefer a better treatment. Ye prefer yen your cooperation, ye very cordial. Now, Boama demonstration, I assume. Did your moka, say, ye better demonstration, and then you know. But first day, yes, that year we are 12 now. You better one at 10. Now, second day, I started 12 near upon 5. And almost you, a crime man, I'm over fast, any of the mouth. And also, a chinyaka craba, or by a kaka, and almost yes, you did to me a usu route, you know. First day, circle to Akwenje to Jubilee House. Second day, Elwa to Kaiser Ken traffic light to ministries and then to Parliament. And no more place of good route. And no more track the boy abaso for how cooperative we have been with them. It's a sample of more free team before. Name Momus switch there and say, the one maybe time why I see a debe pono at 10 p.m. Or when in you because it's soon back, be able to me and a terrorism be so cocoa be blamed at ya and into your person car. Yampon demonstration before 9/4, those were their words. And before 9/4, this is almost a time then or more almost before 6 p.m. And he no one a chinyaka krabai, but no cran ya 22nd June, your trail letter come out almost some 10 p.m. where chido na emwa yate ye be close demonstration before 10 p.m. And Yenshiani and discuss a time where Mufi say appropriate. Because your letter to us didn't mention any closing time. It said before 9/4. So that Anana, Director of Operations, yeah, they letter command and the office and any meeting. In journal, crown the proposal say I say yeah, before 9/4, which is 6 p.m. Na momo 10 p.m. And then I have time where a then the words he used was, let's find the median of the two times and compromise on that. Yeah, so what is the median? Almost 8 p.m. There's any problem, as I say. And demonstration, and you say, you're 12. You say, you better converge, complementary. So, you better more cocoa, Juma, or pass or more copy Bibia Bidino. On bit me, I call you Jumacano, Abeka, and one of your chair. 3 area. Yeah, and take a credit. By 3:34, now Jubilee House one I con you drew. Now you drew I guess you could Jubilee House inside. Kaiser Ken traffic light near the address here and call for. Nipa do Rebecca Sentino because of the large size of Arise Ghana. And a cool kitten or modon Arise Ghana. Your person cool be a Timika Sentino. So Nipa 30 Rebecca Sano be a 10 minutes cry. If he's a end point, Jumedi and a bit near the 3 hours. And the embassy be full na ebedu on na muntimi mo ye ho ban enu ntini aboma madem so it's almost 8 yeah by 7:30 we will try and end the program now will be at the special that was any of more agreement and yeah to nyina yeah community engagements I say 3 days to the demonstration yet in from a police for issue statements on the assembly court. In fact, before that, I don't know my elect say more verbal response because time closing time. Yeah, so and bear in mind that in all this, the location of the demonstration was never objected to by the police. Jubilee House.
In that meeting, I more agree the location. Say mo be pon 8 in the but obey to me actually police in Penny for no more that meeting.
I was the director of operations in Kwanani on the ESR meeting. DCOP Siraj in his office because the first and second meetings the COP Tete Yaunu was the leader. That's he is the director of administration for the Ghana Police Service, if I'm not mistaken. Then there was COP Paula Winnie. Then there was DCOP Siraj. there were two other very senior officers that I can't recall their name. One is a lady and one is a gentleman. But they said after the meeting, we agreed that when we agreed on the route in Ibibiano, they said we should amend our earlier notice and present a new letter. And they directed us that we should address the letter to the Director of Operations and engage him on that. And that is why when we eventually agreed to Omo proposal for us to close before 10, the Director of Operations was the one we engaged, we presented the letter to. In fact, he has been signing all their letters to us, so he was the right person for us to engage. And we went to the police headquarters, his office there, where the IGP's office is for that meeting. But you see a police for court, because it's our another location now on my peninsula, say, or one peninsula demonstration. So instead of 8 p.m. now, or even the earlier 6 p.m. they propose, the question is, Arise Ghana, your leaders are here by 20. You move back up, Bernard Mona, no man in Samankata. Yeah, you mean now one way. And we are some of the court. And Arise Ghana was the first respondent, Bernard Mona second respondent. But Arise Ghana was not represented by lawyers because we were not served. Bernard Mona almost served no man lawyers.
So me bacha me antias here. Banisena Arise Ghana ye de Mona Bernard Mona near serving.
Say a police for the court. And on a betcha more almost Samay or man Samay Arise Ghana, almost Samay Bernard Mona and Arise Ghana.
Okay.
And Arise Ghana is first respondent, and a Bernard Mona is second respondent. So you should serve at least other members of Arise Ghana so that they can come and represent the first respondent. But only Bernard Mona no serve. Yeah, we only heard of it when the police issued that press release to announce that they have gone to court. And Bernard, last minute, with me filing a response. A police before court, almost they are not even ready to move the motion. They are ready to court into a subvention. The court is a demonstration. You to a subvention. Let's just say, Mobeka say any demonstration in grammar. So, yeah, the judge and asked the pass or transfer the Sudia. A rule is demonstration in birth, but Emma so between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And the Bernard movie court were a public in the media said this is the court order. Some of us advised him say, as for us, we were not even served, but you were served and you were in court with your lawyers. So please, court order there. The only judge in that is the law. But there was a way and say instead of defying the order, you file appeal as law-abiding citizens. Now you file application for stay of execution. Application for stay of execution. The attorney say court akasa many court on yardre. Enti ya piso. Na kopem say you be this appeal na you know. Court won't fa tabo to sa order na why so. In this case, what is the order? The order that we can't go to Jubilee House. The order that we must begin the demonstration at 8 a.m. and close at 4. And once you file the application for stay of execution, the order cannot be executed. It is right. But High Court, actually, a North election, we are not now. Months ago, Cape Coast High Court, Eka said, the article is on your MPB. That was an order of the Cape Coast High Court. And then the article is in Parliament, acted as MP. Because he filed an appeal.
Sammy,
stay of execution.
I need some education here. Me bacho. The court ma order. Now o file appeal. Stay of execution. Must it be served on the other party and Sana?
Yes, it must be served on the police.
Okay.
And this application for stay of execution, and a notice of appeal, yeah, they might bailiff. And in fact, now, the practice is even that the process via free court now serve on the police. I was said the registrar of the court or your cover letter also. Send our police will be who say ampa and some ankrata and free court. And my registrar, your cover letter to so, and my bailiff of the court, Echo Police Headquarters, or Quaco 7.
Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea at what time? And a bailiff?
Oh, it was around 3 p.m.
Okay. And I didn't know catch a bailiff.
They told the bailiff they are under orders from above not to accept any court order or court process.
Me bacho the way what if you want her bailiff no?
Yes, from the bailiff and the lawyer.
And bailiff and they say or which department of the Ghana Police Service in Omokasa actually?
Or CID headquarters. I believe he went to the reception. And and all these things. I'll be very happy, say, Ebeko court.
Yeah.
Because all these things are matters of proof of service.
Yeah, me pacho.
We'll need evidence on that.
Mako. Of course, CID headquarters, reception. Why not Kotono?
No, I will have to check with the lawyers and the bailiff to get you the names of the officers the bailiff encountered. I don't have that information now.
Okay.
But at least the information I have is that the bailiff went there to serve them, the process, but the bailiff was told to say they are under orders of from above not to accept any process.
Okay, so in law, we need some education. And see, in law, if bailiff echo survey and Abase we are under orders not to accept her, it means Omanji Antum, yes, sir.
It means they did not accept service.
Exactly. So
what should have been done, let's say, there are other many forms of service. And a bailiff or my document now so on your bit me cry to abo.
Okay.
Under certain circumstances.
But at least
Obitumia court na the lawyers for Omoa Omenya Sap Oma files are process normal person almost 7 Obitumia court catch court and say ye per se serve be a police with this document or monje almost Omo accept it.
Okay.
Then the court can order for substituted service.
Right. It means once Oma accept it, once it wasn't served, and it means it is not binding on the police. Samo stay of execution and appeal.
The police can say that they do not have notice of that process. That's what it means. But the fact still remains that it has been filed.
Yes.
But the police can say, officially you have not served us, so we are not seized with the matter.
Exactly.
But in that same vein, other now police for also and they've not served it on us.
No, but Sammy, it means the police at the time or more bad the demonstration grounds, they had not been served the appeal and stay of execution.
They will be right to say so. They will be right to say so.
So it means
because when the bailiff tried to serve them with the process, they refused to accept it. But they will be right to say so, sir. They were not served.
I understand that. So it means
your processes are filing in Maybe send this scan copies. Edema, director of operations, any a political opinion for be
and they acknowledge receipt
to them on WhatsApp.
And they acknowledge receipt.
Of course, but it is WhatsApp. If it is read, you see.
No, the fact is Sammy Mepacho, because this whole bone of contention, stay of execution and appeal. And we need education. At the time our police for air backgrounds it means they had not received any appeal and stay of execution. They
had not been served.
Great.
That is the right word.
So it means that they were coming with the original court order in mind.
No.
True of us.
At the time they were coming for the demonstration, they had not been served or they had not accepted service of the processes we had filed.
So but they can only work with the initial court order.
And we too, we have not been served with the orders they had secured in the morning. So let's have a balance.
No, Sammy, before we come to the balance, with the part of the police, it means it's a mobile demonstration grounds, they can only work with the initial court order. And yes,
yes, from their perspective, they can work with the initial court order.
Great.
From that perspective.
And the initial court order, me pacho, purpose of education. You were a lawyer.
There is no initial, the court order, because there is only one court order.
Okay, so they were coming to enforce the court order. You will start the demonstration 8 a.m. and end at 4 p.m. And the route now, courts and they say and no, and I was say enforce it. True.
Yes, that is what they say they came there to do.
Okay.
But I'm saying that was wrong. That was wrong because of two things. Because when the court gives an order, you don't keep the order to your chest and say you are going to enforce it. You serve the order on the people against whom the orders have been given to enforce the order. And I'm saying, with the exception of Bernard Mona, so what about if Bernard Mona had not even come for the demonstration? Arise Ghana is not Bernard Mona.
But, Sammy, Arise Ghana, you had knowledge of the court order.
Yes.
Great. And coming to the demonstration grounds, more convergent, you knew said there was a court order, true?
Yes.
Okay. And you knew said...
But this is the important point you must also note. The police also had knowledge of the notice of appeal and the application for stay of execution that had been filed. They also had knowledge of it.
Presumably.
Exactly. So
presumably.
When we told the protesters to come early rather than the 12th. During the last statement now, like I said, they should start converging around 10 a.m. But even by 9 a.m., people had started arriving at Circle. And some of the leaders got there early, and the police told them, said they want to meet with us. And then they said some of us, the leaders, were not there. So I got to Kwame Nkrumah interchange between around 12:45, 1 p.m. When I got there and I got to the grounds, me too many Circle stretch now call Nima, that's Ring Road now. There was a crowd there and tension there. So I told the people I was moving with, let's go to that point. I want to see what is happening. So when I moved there, I didn't like the scene. The police had mounted a blockade, and they were holding their cudgels and their shields, and the crowd were gathered just in front of them. And the way the tension was, I thought that it could create a problem. So it wasn't safe, but I still managed to push myself through the crowd. And I went and stood in front of them. The gap between the police and the crowd then was less than 20 centimeters, very close. So, as a confrontation, so I just went there and I told the police that we are not going to move this way. The regional commander told me, Sammy, control your people. So I stood in front of them and I asked them, all of you go back. It was not easy controlling the crowd, but we tried to push them back. We pushed them back, and then they listened to us. They went back.
Sammy Gyamfi,
and then immediately, I entered Circle inside on Ankasa.
Yeah.
So we entered there where the top hierarchy of the police were, COP Teteyonu and a host of other senior officers. And I went to him, I greeted him, and I said, sir, I understand you wanted to meet with us. He said, yes, just to find out the arrangement for today. I said, sir, can we have a meeting and see how we can manage this process for everything to be peaceful? He said, no problem. We can talk there. And I said, in the midst of this crowd, it should be impossible for us to have any meaningful discussion. So can we go upstairs? Because, okay, no problem. But the way a crowd, almost over. Now the crowd, also once they see the leaders, they want to follow us and all that. So if we can clear the crowd, then they will come for us to have that discussion. So in about 10-15 minutes, I used other leaders and myself were there, and we tried to push everybody backwards, and we cleared the corridor. At least 80 to 90% of the people left.
Sammy Gyamfi, how many meetings and how many police for a year on the grounds?
Yeah, one meeting.
And what was the outcome of that meeting?
So
decision I'm taking.
Yeah, clear corridor, no. Omutibi back top, no. The leaders of Arise Ghana and police won't pay you now. So Yakatra said, can we do the demonstration in peace? I said, okay. Omokacha is a court order. say and fuck away, ha, Independence Square. And they can't show me the before. You test them when you order this, but one serve order no on us. But that aside, no. Bernard Mona and a lawyer for us file notice of appeal and stay of execution. It is our order, you can't enforce it the way you want to enforce it. And the moment you fire, and almost still a month. Mama and firing go them could Jubilee House. Yes, okay, no problem. Independence Square wana mu dictate my as a young kono. Yentimi ko. Ye ko ni akoye demonstration na chire nkunya na say ye kwa ne hwan na akwa kasa. So, the Jubilee House na mo se manya order say my yenkwa, no problem. Can we amicably agree on a new route? Ye see ebeko baby miensa. Jubilee House, day 1, day 2, ministries and parliament. Say Jubilee House, mom pese ebeko wa. Omo form Jubilee House, ye new film. At least otsana mwajia to say itimi ko ministries in the parliament. Enti enra no, mama yenko ministries. Ma otsana yenko parliament. Otsana no which is today yenko parliament. You do ministries you ba address your montem na by 4 near pon. Enti you be for Ring Road. You be do akwaje near for Liberation Road near Ministry of Finance near address your crop for your present year petition by 4 near pon. And we thought the police will agree to this because they have already agreed to wait for today. And then they almost said they are providing us security to ministries.
And Sammy, I said, yeah, and Ra, Penshia money police for a year on the grounds. Muyi Jubilee House film. Okay, and I still police force your Montias here.
Because they've been giving orders. It is was almost a sana, so we sat there. Yeah, I can say we want to give them about 15 minutes to consult and get back. Omaka said, no, we should sit there, they will do their consultation. So they made calls in front of us. And they told us that, look, it is difficult. We can't approve this new route you're proposing. I can say, for us to have a peaceful demonstration, Magana, including the police for. What is on Nima Road? They be any papa soon, Yentimi for Nima Road, Yentimi for Kweji, Yentimi for Liberation Road, and co-ministries. Now, you be a net, and you want to say, my acquaintance. My boy, I hope I am my father. You can't send a in castle. And some of my young demonstration. I at maybe a year, America Martin Luther, almost all you should to be our demonstration, Martin Luther King Jr. A police was more, and they stood where they were until the demonstration ended. So we said, look, I went there, media for everything I said was on tape. I went and explained to the crowd the discussions we had with the police. And I said, look, we are peaceful people. We don't want any confrontation with the police. And so, if they don't want us to go to Jubilee House, we are not going there. But we are also not going to Independence Square. And so we will stay here at Circle or Brasport.
Okay.
Take our speeches.
Sammy, before I go back to us,
address a crowd.
Before I go back to us, only say police if I can say on Bemamo Bambo on the route Amobe Yusu Ene. And why were you insisting to use the same route yesterday?
Because destination I say called day 1, which is Jubilee House. And at day 2, destination is in IMU, Parliament and Ministries. So why can't we propose? It's a proposal. So instead of going to 2 places tomorrow, and the first day just going to Independence Square and empty space, can we do ministries on day 1, which you have already approved, and do Parliament on day 2? We didn't think that there was any. There should have been any disagreement over this. But they came clearly with an entrenched position. Oh. Media Mijina top or Macasari cry. Kwame Kruma statue Nase. And I was granted an interview with Al Jazeera. So after some speeches, we saw that again the people were moving close to where the police had mounted the blockade, which is the stretch of the interchange that leads to the Ring Road. So I tried to get close to prevent some confrontation that we've been trying so hard to prevent. Now, as I was going, the police started pushing the crowd with their shield. So they were pushing them. And it led to stampede. Security for they pulled me back. There I saw a police to tear gas. And two tear gas, pushing it. And I saw people throwing stones from the crowd to the police. So let's get the sequence well. Yes, it is true that the people moved close to where the police were. Yes, it is true that the police started pushing them and threw tear gas. I'm sure the objective was to disperse them. But I wonder, looking at the tightness of that space and the thickness of the crowd, why the police resorted to tear gas at that stage. Because the crowd had not done anything violently at the time.
Sammy, when
they threw the tear gas, then we saw people throwing. So Bernard Mona cried, he jumped and held somebody by the hand. Don't throw stones. We didn't come here to throw stones. But later on, I learned from Prince Derek J and Baba Sadiq that the first person who threw the stone, who was wearing a red Arise Ghana t-shirt, was not even one of us, but a police officer.
Mame Bacho, a police officer no share Arise Ghana t-shirt.
Yes.
How do you determine that? Mo say ne ID card on the bottom.
Let me show you something. And Sakra Nasa incident we be seen. When I was addressing the crowd, go for the tip. I said, not that time to BNC. Said we have intelligence and police for about frying. Almost say Arise Ghana t-shirt. And if they are here to demonstrate, fine. But they should not be here to cause any trouble. So we had already picked that intel. Now, Nipana or two stones, so the young call for no chain. And then the command police, regional police commander, said, when they took a ball first. On Kayaho. And as leaders, we are responsible for the DC Wahabia. Enti Monchana Mundili. Can you imagine, say, the police shielded this person and prevented him from arrest? As a young court, they will investigate it.
No, Yabutre, what can say so, dear? One day, Nippon share police for Nsem no. Sammy Bacho Yabutre. Monday Nippon ma police for Nsem no. Police for Edgy Nippon.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And you imagine it means that now.
Later on, we got pictures of this same guy entering the police station before the demonstration. Even got to its climax and all this violence happened. I will share the pictures with you of this guy in a Rise Ghana red shirt and a black tight.
Sammy, I know, sir, you at least you have a lot of friends in the Ghana Police Service.
Yeah.
Anyambia per moso investigation kakra mu ya na inquiry no mutumi establish say indeed Nipano or a personnel of the Ghana Police Service.
One picture speaks louder than 1,000 words. We have now seen a picture of this man entering in and out of the police station. Now I was second.
No, but the fact is that
demonstrator.
But no, Sammy, me pacho, you a lawyer, and Mwana Moka said the evidence of the evidence me boa me pacho. The fact is that Nipani rap police station Kobano does not make him a police officer.
Opinion. By you demonstrated be anywhere we have access.
So, Sammy, are you saying for a fact to say Nipano di can't born or a police officer?
Yes, I am telling you that Nipa would can't born. Ye cry chain or crowd limit in the command police.
Sammy, are you saying for a fact to say Nipano to born or a police officer? But please answer my question. Yes or no first. Nipano to born or a police officer?
I am saying that yes, Nipano. I didn't name our police for. And the police didn't look interested in the matter. They rather shielded the person.
That does not make the person a police officer.
My answer.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm saying that the way and manner that gentleman kept entering the police station, engaging the officers, moving with them and all that. And the pictures we have seen, we are of the position, says he is a police officer.
But Sammy,
and we have other pieces of circumstantial evidence that say, or a police officer.
Okay, what is that circumstantial evidence?
Oh, Adom FM is not a court. You want me to put out all
no, but the point is, Sammy,
you can call Bernard Mona.
Sammy, bad demonstration grounds. Respectfully, Sammy.
Whether there were not people who came in Arise Ghana t-shirts.
Sammy, my bad demonstration grounds. I don't know Sammy Gyamfi. Me who say Sammy Gyamfi Ewura police station Koba. Sammy Gyamfi atobo. Then I conclude it says Sammy Gyamfi a police officer.
There are two things. Either he is a police officer or he is an agent provocateur planted among us by the police.
That is an allegation.
The report I have received from Bernard Mona and said when he got there earlier before some of us. These guys who were in red, black trousers, some of them wearing earrings, the shirts they were wearing were Arise Ghana t-shirts. They approached him and introduced themselves as police officers and said that they were there to protest against their bosses.
And that particular guy, Mokane Nsem, was part of those approaching Bernard Mona, police officers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yesterday, Bernard Mona spoke to that at our press conference.
Okay.
So, these are what happened. Very regrettable. Some of the things the police did, even after that first confrontation, we still managed to calm nerves. We still managed to bring all the people to the runabout. We entered a Kia truck. We started addressing the people so that the demonstration could be peaceful. Our convergence there could be peaceful. The media were there. And we spoke to them to remain calm. We spoke to them to be peaceful. They were there in their numbers. We sang the national anthem, Arise Ghana Youth for your country, speeches upon speeches. Whilst we were there, the police would drive top speed into the crowd. Why? Whilst we were making efforts to maintain order, they were making efforts to create pandemonium. The media were there. At the time when I did my mosquito, Mujina cars were on Pokasano. They are going to the police for at the car, we be run, nipping top speed, at to show in their direction, hot water in the other. Why? No officer could step from the car and come and talk to the likes of Tutudi Kwache, former National Security Coordinator, General Mosquito, that look, maybe we don't want you to stand here, leave here and go. None of them could do that. And you drive top speed into a crowd of protesters. And you are just firing tear gas, firing this. When the people are not holding any offensive weapons. So what happened was regrettable. But very typical of the police, they've resorted to PR gimmicks. They are issuing statements, playing the victim. I mean, police, before I said there that the police are brothers and sisters. We are all one people. I read at the demonstration. They may call one of the handkerchiefs and me fool.
Sammy Gyamfi, I hope, sir, what happened yesterday being CNN. Well, too bad, them say, yeah, sure, Sammy Gyamfi, so. Well, he's the National Communications Officer, NDC, and one of the conveners, Arise Ghana, Mona LED demonstration, no. Wamiya who said demonstration, no, part 2, Babasu, we monitor na fe mumwaye, ya dia bro.